Good morning. I hope I'm round the right way. It's card and a cup of time. So I'll just see if I've got you up on my laptop yet. Let's have a look. It says I'm live. You're not coming up on my laptop. Ah, there we go. I found it. Good morning. So it's card and a cuppa today on this a bit overcast and gloomy day, but who cares? We're out of lockdown. That's the main thing. Hi Deb, how are you? So I hope you've got a cuppa of whatever beverage you like. Now, what have I got to tell you today? We're going to play with, hi Lynn, we're going to play with scraps of DSP today and sort of a bit of a patchwork type effect. But first I wanted to show you my card classes that I've got. Where did I put them? Oh, I know, over here. Silly me. I was clearing my desk off. So my November online class is using the new Eden's Garden collection, and that's a really nice collection of products. So you get the cuttings and makings of that. You just have to stamp your own sentiment. You also get the cuttings of all the paper and die cuts. You just have to stamp your own sentiment. Now that is vellum, and I have heat embossed onto that piece of vellum. So you would have to probably heat emboss. Normal stamping wouldn't stay on the vellum, it'd wipe off in that one. And this is a Z fold card that lies flat. So open it up. It's just showcasing the paper and the die cuts. You get all of that. So all you've got to do to get that card kit in the mail is place a $30 online order with me using the November host code, which is on the right hand side of my blog. So that's November's online card class. I have a simple stamping kit collection card class on Wednesday the 17th of November. It's making these two cards out of the Whimsy and Wonder kit and one tag out of the tag kit. And that class is $10. And my November in-person card class is the frosted gingerbread. So we're going to make this card, these two cards, and this fancy fold W card. And we're going to, I'm just going to put on the table the Memories and More card kits and the cards and envelopes, and you can take whatever you want out of the Memories and More card kit and create a card. So that's my card class on the 20th of November at 1:30, and that class is $25, and you'll get a yummy afternoon tea as well. So they're my classes that I've got running at the moment. I'll put them over there. And as I said, today we're going to play with scraps of DSP. So I shall put the phone up into the holder and we can get started while you sip on your cuppa. So let me just grab the phone and turn it round, and hopefully I won't drop you and it will all go smoothly into my phone holder as I pinch my finger. So just get you straight and maybe move in a bit. No, don't. Okay. Can't seem to cancel that. Up. Okay, I think I'm zoomed in a little bit. That looks all right. Straighten up my paper. Can't be crooked. Okay. So, I was playing just before we went live with the Eden Gardens DSP, and what I've done with this one is I've just cut 2 centimetre strips. I've layered it onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I've still got a little bit in there. And then I've run it through an embossing folder. So it's almost like a quilting effect if anyone's done patchwork and quilting. And then I've run it through the scalloped contour dies, that big one. So I will end up putting that onto a card base and putting a greeting on it and maybe some gold ribbon. So that was my playing before we went live. I've also got the postage punch out and the Whimsy and Wonder DSP, which is really beautiful. And I thought we'd play with that one first. And I've also got the Expressions in Ink beautiful DSP. So I thought we'd play with that one afterwards. So I've got some embossing folders there ready to go. So the postage stamp punch is current and it's $31. If you've got any retired punches, especially the square ones, the square ones work really well for this paper piecing technique with your offcuts or leftovers of designer series paper. So I've already got my Whisper White card base done, and I've got a piece of Blushing Bride cardstock ready to go. And I've already punched out a whole lot of the Whimsy and Wonder DSP. And it's just a matter of choosing the sides. So I've done like 2 of the same, but I'll put one like this and one like this. See? Very clever. Oh, I've got 3. I must have gone a bit crazy. So I do like the baubles first. And that's the back of the bauble. So I'm just going to sort of place my pieces first and see what I think. Which, if you have done any patchwork, that's pretty much the same technique. You place your papers and your patterns and you see what works and what doesn't work. So that's the back. So I might just shimmy these along because 4 are going to fit onto my card front. But are 4 going to fit neatly? This is a trick. Oh, not really. Tricky. So let's see what happens if I do a portrait. I might still have, yeah. Okay. That's where the squares work really, really well. But I don't care. We could also do this. We could mismatch them. So I might do that. I might hang some over the top. I'm just placing it at the moment. I thought I had one with a better parcel on it. Maybe not. Maybe. Parcel. There's too much white happening. I'll put that one there. And I do like this piece too. So I might make that a feature. Oops. And what's on the back of that one? I'm not a fan of this polished pink, but you know what? I'm going to use it. I'm going to force myself to use it. And what else can I use? I've got a snowflake here. I'm wondering if I should just hang them off a little bit each. Let's see. And get the most out of all of them. I think I will do that. You know, they would work if I had a card front piece the same size as my card front. So guess what we're going to do? Instead of using my standard card front, I'm going to cut a piece of Blushing Bride the same size as my card base. You can see I'm doing this a bit on the fly today. And I'll get rid of my card face. There we go. That's going to work better. And I could probably trim it down a fraction if I wanted to. Okay, so I've got to put one more on. Oh, this one looks alright. Okay, so I've got some spares left over, so I'm going to place them with my snail. I've got the shiny silver. So I'm going to try and space them evenly. That'll be my challenge. Is everybody enjoying being out of lockdown? I know I haven't gone very far afield, but I am getting my hair cut today. So that should be exciting. I'll have a fringe again instead of forehead. So say hello if you're watching. I'm not scary. Well, I don't think I am. So Stampin' Up! Have a great deal at the moment, a joining kit deal. I believe it's $135 for the kit, and you get $235 worth of product. So if you've got an order around the $130, $35 mark, you could join and get $235 worth of product. So it's pretty much $100 of free product. And then if you can just be a hobby demonstrator, you don't have to run classes, and you can get a 20% discount on all your product, which is pretty cool, especially if you've got an addiction. So I'll keep those ones for another card that I'll make. Now that's going to go onto my card base perfectly, fit the card front. But what I thought I might do is I'm going to run it through the Merry Melody embossing folder. So I'm going to place it in there. Make sure it's sort of got the music where I want it. Oh, probably better to do it like this. So the one thing you have to remember when you're using an embossing folder that has lines on it is to make sure you get it straight, because you don't want your music going downhill. So that's pretty straight. I think it's very straight. And I'm just going to run that through. Or just aside. I've got my little crafting buddy in here today. Okay, so can you see that? How you've got the music running across the pieced paper? That looks quite nice. I surprise myself sometimes. Now, I'm not going to cut it down, but I do want to use this pretty ribbon somehow, so I'm not quite sure. And I'm not quite sure. I've got a whole lot of bits here from a class, so I could use some of these to make a... That won't go because it's in real red. Oh, I could put the trees across. Ooh. Instead of ribbon, maybe. I'm not sure. Think about that. This one. This one I'm going to use because I know there is a stamp that fits that perfectly. I'll just give that a bit of a clean with a rubber. There we go. Okay, so I'll get my Holly Jolly bushes out. And I think I'll stamp it in Misty Moonlight. That's that blue. I really like that blue. It's one of my favourites. So, and I'm going to get my scrap paper, which I probably need to get a new piece of scrap paper because this is getting a bit grimy. I think this is a good one for this with the music folder, embossing folder on it, because it's you know, like you sort of sing. Whenever you see fa la 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 la, I don't know about you, but I automatically sing it. So I think that works really well. Okay, so get rid of that. I'm just thinking about these trees. I think that I might put them on the inside actually. That might look nice. And I might put that there. And yes, I think that's what I want to do. Because this iridescent ribbon is in the mini catalogue. Just got to find my mini catalogue. It's buried. And I think it's in the Peaceful Place DSP, the silvery one. It is. So it's the glitter organdy ribbon. And when you put it against pink stuff, it's sort of got a little pink glimmer in it, which is really nice. I like that. I'm very quiet today, everybody. Got nothing to say? It's okay. I like being quiet too. And I know lots of people watch the replay. So, okay, so I am, oops. Oh, then I put that down crooked. Look at that. Can't have a crooked thing. I'm going to get my glue. That's empty, that one. And oh, I'm going to glue it down. So normally I would do a card front 10 centimeters by 14.4, and that gives you a border around your card. But for the purpose of this punch and this technique, I've gone exactly the same size as the card front, which is 10.5 by 14.9. So I'll just move that up a bit. And I'm going to put my fa la 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 on dimensionals. I'll put one in the middle too so it doesn't drop down. And I'll put that in the middle. And I'm going to make a bow out of my ribbon. So the ribbon, this organdy ribbon's a little bit harder to make bows because it's a bit stiff, but you just have to work with it and get it right eventually. But it's a bit more challenging than the soft sheer ribbons. But I'm happy with that. And I'll need a glue dot. I think I've got my camera lined up pretty well today. That's a fluke because quite often I don't. And it frustrates me. So I'm going to put it on the front, just there. I might cut those down a little bit more just so they're not hanging over too much. Actually, I might cut them this way. And I'll get some bling. I'm not quite sure what bling will work with this, but we've got multiple blings, so anything can work, even just plain old rhinestones. They will look nice. What else have we got? Got holiday rhinestones. Those colours, all the blues might be nice. I'm a blue person, so I do like blues. So these are holiday rhinestones, and I'm pretty sure they're $10.50 in the annual catalogue. One there. One there. I might put one up here. And that ties the blues in with everything. So that's the first card, and I've got this off-cut of the brushed silver foils, and I might later on put that at the base of the inside and see what I think. So that's card number 1. I hope you like that patchwork technique. Now this one, I've used the Artistically Inked or Expressions in Ink DSP, and I've got a white card base. I find it easier to go with white and use my matting piece, the coloured piece, sometimes. So I've cut out multiple pieces of the DSP using the stitched rectangle dies. They're a great accessory to have. So being that they're stitched, it also means that it looks a bit like sewing and patchwork. I'm just sort of playing here, see what I like. Oops. Once again, I'm going to have extras, so I'll put that up there. I'm going to go opposites like this. I should be able to fit one more on. What one haven't I got? I should be able to fit, or should I do this? Maybe I'll swap them around a bit. Yeah. Okay, so I shall get my snail again. I've just bought a cheap and nasty snail because I have trouble with the seal. It never works properly for me and that's very annoying. Actually, that's that way and that way. Yeah, I better just make sure I've got my stitching working the proper way. Yep. So I do come to a lot of grief with it, so I have just ordered some very cheap snail. I use the glue, I use the Tombow glue a lot, but sometimes it's just a bit too messy to use all the time. Yeah, that one. Just to make sure my stitching is going the right way. You don't want like the underside of the stitching. And the last piece, so I've got spares left over so I can create another card. I shall put that down here. So you don't have to use die cuts like this one. I didn't. I just did strips. I just cut strips of paper. So I'll put those ones aside because they will be for another card. And I'm going to run this one through an embossing folder as well. And I've got the Parisian Flourish one. So I shall put that in the middle of the embossing folder. Get my machine back in. So you just need plate number 1. The embossing folder. Now this one's not really lines, but I still like to have it straight. And plate number 4. So that's what that's come out looking like. It's so pretty. So I've got my card base, and I've also cut out, die cut out. I need to drink a coffee. Okay. I've also die cut out from the dies that match this set, the leaf in gold foil, and I've put adhesive on the back of it, which makes your intricate dies so much easier to place and play with. You don't get glue or glue dots everywhere. So I might just put it going down like this, perhaps. So that backing piece was mint macaron. Oops. So it's, as I said, the adhesive sheet makes your intricate dies so much easier to to work with. Now I think I will glue that on as well. And place that on my card front, on my card base. Here we go. Oops, bit of glue spurted out then. Just make sure none else will spurt out. And I get my little greetings back in. No. This one I think would look nice, don't you? It sort of matches, and then the curves. Now I wonder if I've got a little happy birthday. Yes, enjoy the moment. We'll work with that stamp set. And we'll make this a happy birthday. Oh, I forgot to put that one away. Naughty. Oh, okay, I'll put this on a small block. And what colour shall I use? I might use the Just Jade. Put it up a bit higher so it's in camera. And I'm just going to go like that. Perfect. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, so I will put that up on dimensionals. Pop it. So basically I wanted to showcase today that you don't have to do a lot of stamping. You can just use your papers and greetings. Okay, now where's my bling? And still make some beautiful cards. Put my little trees back in there. That's from the Evergreen Elegance stamp set and punch. I could use the pink, polished pink, because there's polished pink in there. It just seems so bright. But you know what? Let's be bright and cheery today. Because there's every reason to be bright and cheery. And where else will I'll put one down here near the pink. And then it sort of ties in, doesn't it? Okay, that will do, my friend. Okay, so let's just clean that stamp before I smudge it everywhere. Well, thanks for watching, guys. So there we go. This is like paper piecing. I'll put that up there. And this one I haven't attached yet. I will. That's my spare piece of paper. Just using designer series paper. I'll put that up on dimensionals now. And piecing your designer series paper onto cardstock and then running it through an embossing folder, and you get, you know, like a quilted patchwork technique, which is really fun. The old 1-inch square punch was a really good punch to have for this technique. And years and years and years ago, I can't even remember, it was when we had the big shot dies that were the thick sort of thick ones, and there was a top note die. I used to do this technique a lot with that die. So I will put a sentiment on that. We'll find something in here, I'm sure. That looks good because it matches that. And I might put a bit of ribbon on it as well. So it's just a way of using up your scrap paper and still make stunning cards. And because I've been a sewer and a patchworker and quilter in my time, I really like this technique because it's interesting and it gives off a great effect. So if you're wanting to place an order in November, this is the November host code. So please attach that to your order, and the easiest way is to go onto my blog, www.stampingpassion.blogspot.com. Over on the right hand side and down a little bit, it'll have November host code. If you click on that, it takes you straight to my online store and attaches the code automatically to your order. So if you place a $30 order or more, you'll get the Eden Gardens collection card kit in the mail with a link to a video tutorial. And that'd be lovely if you did that. If not, I've got some in-person classes coming up Wednesday the 17th of November and Saturday the 20th of November. So maybe I'll see you at one of those classes. Thanks for watching. Bye.